What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Viewer's Choice. Today, we are finally doing the much-anticipated review of Goodfellas, the 1990 classic directed by Martin Scorsese. I have already seen this movie, but these fine gentlemen here, these fine wise guys, had not seen it, so they watched it for the first time tonight. What do you guys think of this movie?
I don't think I could definitely watch this, just as, yeah, I want to watch something. It's 2.5 hours long. I couldn't see it as watching for fuckery, but it is a really good film.
It's one that I saw when I was first getting into movies. I think I was 14 when I first saw this, and it kind of blew my mind in terms of just the way that Scorsese shot it, the use of voiceover, the use of quick cuts. Then you look at the way movies are made. It kind of breaks a lot of rules, and it does it in a really, really clever way.
If you're a Scorsese fan and you haven't seen this movie, this is where you're gonna start to understand where a lot of shit comes from. Where a lot of the freeze frame, the tracking shots, the overlit film stock sometimes to create the effect,
The fourth
the
wall
editing.
breaking.
Yeah, the fourth wall breaking. That scene with Henry Hill in the courtroom, that's where DiCaprio's Jordan Belfort comes in. That's a direct rip-off of himself.
Yeah.
You get an understanding of who Scorsese is as a human more in this movie than you do with Wolf of Wall Street. I think this is more of a personal story. Every time you hear Scorsese talk, it's always about the 50s. It's always about living in Little Sicily, New York, with mobsters outside your door, and even though you're not a part of that world, you're not in the world, you're a part of that world. And so I'm seeing all of this. He has his parents in the movie, they both make cameos. This is very much, I think, Martin Scorsese in personal form, more than any other movie I've seen of his. I like it for that. I'm a big fan of Martin Scorsese, the person. So as a result, I'm a huge fan of this movie. I can't compare it to Wolf of Wall Street or anything like that. Now, it's weird to compare Scorsese movies to me because I love them so much. I just see them as different shades of the same human being.
Okay.
By the way, this movie was recommended to us by Mr. Jacob Miner, a good friend of ours. He runs Miner 17 Film Facts on Instagram. Friend from work, faggot.
Yeah, he's a genuinely great dude.
He's a great dude. I think this is his favorite Scorsese movie of all time.
Yeah,
and we've had many a conversation about how Scorsese is a fantastic director. This one's for you, buddy. Thank you so much. Let's cut the bullshit and go to the best part of Goodfellas.
The introduction and the part where it meets up, where they beat the absolute shit out of that dude. And then stab him whenever they find out he's not dead.
You see Joe Pesci branding the giant fucking cooking knife, and he cuts through him like it's butter. It is scary.
And the dude's still alive after he said it 6 times, and then he's like, fuck it,
they shot him through the head at first.
No, he didn't shoot him. He got the gun knocked away because they didn't want to kill him, I guess?
Joe Pesci's character said to Henry, so I didn't want to get blood all over your place.
That's right.
As great as Joe Pesci is in this movie, I really fucking love Robert De Niro in the movie. Robert De Niro is probably my favorite actor of all time, and he's just so great in this movie. From the first scene, when he's got this great reputation because he just has this amazing influence. He's kind of like Jordan Belfort from Wolf of Wall Street, how he's the cops are going to mess with him, so he decides to just go pay off the cops, and everybody respects this guy. And then as the movie goes on, you see why he gets that respect, and you see, the different shades of his character, how he can be, this friendly guy to these people, and this is like his family, but then he ends up, he flips out at a guy because he did something wrong, or there's a part of the movie where a guy is spending money that he shouldn't be spending because it's going to look suspicious. The scene in the courthouse when Ray Liotta's, it's not Ray Liotta yet, but it's Henry the kid, and De Niro talks to him after he goes to court for the first time, and then all the guys come out. It's a great scene. I really love.
Popped your cherry.
Yeah, he popped his mob cherry or whatever.
That part where he's nearly choking the life out of Morris for fucking doing that shitty wig commercial.
Yeah.
Instead of getting him his money, he's just in there. He looks so offended. Not just at the fact that he didn't pay his money, but the fact that he used that money on a fucking wig commercial.
So good.
I have to ask a question real quick. Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street or Joe Pesci in this movie? Because you know what? I'm leaning Jonah Hill.
Me too, a little bit.
I am.
No disrespect, Mr. Pesci.
I love Joe Pesci and all, and he's fantastic in this film, but I gotta say Jonah Hill is so entertaining.
I mean, Joe Pesci did not have a prosthetic penis, so.
I actually will go the editing, and specifically the scene where Henry swears to God that the helicopters are following him. Because that entire scene just made me feel intoxicated, and that's just the way all of it's edited. You've got the quick zooms, you've got these quick flashes, the audio is changing on the drop of a dime, and then whenever Henry takes coke, and the song just flips, like, no sniff flip. It's a work of art. It's like watching a gymnast do this complicated routine, and you can kind of like take snapshots and see how they're getting there, but goddamn if you can figure out how the fuck they're timing it. It's a masterclass in editing, and Thelma Schoonmaker is a goddess.
There's like this really funny Patton Oswalt bit when he's talking about film editing. He's talking about how like all these like famous films are like, that are, you know, directed by men are edited by women. It's just like, I can't stop shooting film! And it's like, the woman comes in, it's like, are you done yet, sweetie? And he's like, I can't stop coming!
God, who's famous for that? I think it's Darren Aronofsky.
Coming?
Look, we're all
That's Ron Jeremy.
I was gonna make it Roman Polanski joke.
Oh,
I love
no! Barnyard, what's your You look so fucking disgusted.
My favorite part of this film, I really like Ray Liotta,
Yeah.
especially his laugh. And the whole Joe Pesci. I'm a funny guy. That
What are you?
whole scene-
What am I, a clown?
Yeah, what am I, a clown?
Funny.
It's so good. He got a fucking meme. 26 years later, he has a meme of himself laughing because it's that great. I really loved his performance in this. Whenever he was smart about doing crimes, whenever he was coked out of his mind, I feel like he gave a damn good performance. And honestly, I wish he did more shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
like more major shit.
We're gonna go to the worst part of Goodfellas.
Tommy's unsuspected demise.
You know what? That was really shocking. I did not expect that.
They should have killed him off in like the second.
For some
day.
reason, I should have expected it because they were like building up to this
They
big
were.
thing.
It's not like the movie brings it out of nowhere,
But he just gets shot in the back of the head so suddenly. Like that, they open the door, empty room, dead.
you'd expect a major character like that to have this long, drawn-out, emotional death. But in keeping with the reality of the mob, like Ray Liotta says, when he has that gun pulled to his head by the cops, he goes, "If it were the wise guys, I would have been dead. I wouldn't have even had time to hear it."
Yep.
It's fucking crazy. And it's not like a clean death either.
No,
Like
right
blood
through the-
splatter, and then you see him on the floor, and it just leaks out.
As
It's-
blood does.
No, like it leaks
seems
out
to
like
do
it
that.
comes out of a fucking hose. It's just, ugh.
It was Tropic Thunder. Whenever they were filming the opening scene for the movie.
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, shut up. One of the guys got shot in the head and just
Oh, yeah.
and try to hold pressure in the wound. That's what I think of spraying like a hose.
Obviously not as ridiculous,
I
but
mean, there's something really awful. I mean, maybe like his wife comes off as a little bit bitchy in some scenes.
well, I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really like struggling here. Like, I really don't have like anything I strongly maybe okay. I wanted Sam Jackson to be in the movie more. Every movie could have used more Sam Jackson,
But
like-
it's not the Sam Jackson we know and love yet.
But it was like young, like mustache.
Yeah.
Sam
That's
Jackson.
actually-
Sam Jackson.
That's actually more interesting because sometimes when you watch a Sam performance, you get the feeling like he's doing an impersonation of himself, or at least what people
Yeah.
think he is. At least this one, he wasn't as, you know.
Like Kingsman, he's literally dressed like Samuel L. Jackson.
The worst part of this movie is the way the movie handles Morris, because after Morris has to ask for that money, it goes on
That's
just
all his character
a
was.
little too long. It goes on a little too long. You probably could have taken out one of those interactions, because it really was getting on my nerves.
That's all he was in the movie. He was asking Jimmy about his money.
I liked his character when he started out, like, talking shit about Jimmy, and then Jimmy's, like, he's not knowing that Jimmy's, like, right there, and so he comes in. And I was hoping that callback when they were in the restaurant with the door half open, and he's talking shit, I wanted to see Jimmy come back and just fucking beat the shit out of him, like it's a callback.
I wanted him to kill Joe Pesci off in like the first act. I knew he was gonna be trouble, and I just was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not even disagreeing with something in the film. I just hate that he made it that long and like fucked over so many people.
Yeah.
He fucked over fucking eyebrows whenever they
Yeah.
They fucked
Shoved
over.
the shit out of that kid.
I mean,
Oh, that poor
he,
kid.
he,
You're a poor
he
kid.
killed. He shot a kid in the foot because he was, didn't get him a drink.
And what was funny about that is when Barnard saw him shooting the foot, he's like, man, you unloaded a fucking clip on him. I'm like, no, that was 2 shots. And then 3 minutes
He
later,
shot
he
him-
shoots him 6 times in the chest. I'm like, see, that's your full clip.
He
Yeah,
shoots
there you go.
every. He
And
shoots
he-
every round in the chamber.
He's
Yeah.
like a semi-automatic
And
pistol,
he
not
hits-
like a
Of course, he's
revolver.
not trying to hit him,
Yeah.
but it's still it's unloading.
Oh,
a-
he
Oh,
was
the first
trying
time,
to
yeah.
hit him.
Yeah, I love in that scene when Ray Liotta goes over to his body. He's like, he's dead. I'm like,
Oh, shit.
And now we go to the funniest part of Goodfellas.
Give me a minute while I try to find the funniest part of Goodfellas.
do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I want to go first because I'm going to pick it before anybody else does. Is the I'm funny, how, like a clown? That scene, I saw it at like a young enough age that like I wasn't aware of it. A lot of times when you go see a classic movie, you know a lot of the classic lines like going into it. When I first saw it, like that scene completely took me by surprise. I wasn't aware of it. And it's a great scene. The fact that Joe Pesci trolls Ray Liotta so hard and he keeps him going and he keeps the joke going throughout the whole scene.
I heard that part of that was improvised.
Entire scene was improvised.
Yeah.
They were literally just like trying to think of something, and Joe Pesci kept going. I think that's like one of the reasons like his performance is so iconic because he was so in character. They were literally there for like a day shooting that specific scene. And
You know what I gotta say though? I wasn't sucked into it. Because when I saw that scene, I got the impression that Joe Pesci was talking to just some random kid he was talking to, not one of his best friends. And so, I know Ray Liotta's not gonna die yet. So I'm sitting there just like, okay, why? This isn't as scary as people are making it out to be. It's just kind of, yeah, I'm waiting for him to just start laughing.
but then when they do start laughing,
Oh my
that
God.
fucking meme.
Yeah, anytime Ray Liotta laughs is the funniest part of this movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna go for, officially.
Hey, I think that if that scene was later in the film after they showed Joe Pesci fucking,
You know what? Yeah.
that would have been more effective.
The funniest part of this movie is Ray Liotta's nutcracker laugh. Where it's like,
His face gets
his
like
face is amazing.
Yeah.
He like grows like 2 inches upwards every time.
I'm
he
telling you, Ray Liotta would have been an amazing Joker.
Yeah?
laughs. Yeah.
Barnyard, funniest part of this movie.
I agree.
It's not 6 out of 6 perfect, but it's so close. I say 5.5. It caught my attention throughout the entire movie, and it was extremely suspenseful.
I would agree to that point, but for me, this is like one of my favorite movies of all time. If you ask me, favorite Scorsese movie or best Scorsese movie, to me the 3 are always Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, and Raging Bull. It's a great movie about just a side of, a group of people that they're humanized in a way I don't think that you've really ever seen on screen before like that. Godfather, but it's a different movie than The Godfather. The cinematography is awesome, and the performances are great, and the characters are just so memorable and fun and exciting. And it's for me, it's similar to Wolf of Wall Street. It's a long ass movie that kept my attention throughout the whole thing. So for me, it's a 6 out of 6. It's like, in my opinion, one of the best movies of all time.
It's stupid not to say this is one of the best mob movies ever. The strength of that is in the strength of the characters, that everyone, there's really not a terrible link in the bunch. Godfather is going to be #1 forever.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, that is a 6 out of 6 movie. I enjoyed it. I can't really say I got close to hopping that fence, so I'm going to go 5 out of 6.
I really did enjoy it. There were some very memorable moments. You don't have this option while sitting in the movie theater, but periodically I kind of got bored at some points and I'd get on my phone, and that kind of like took me away from the element. Overall, I mean, it was a very good film. It was a very fun at times, you know, nerve-wracking at times. This is one of the better mob movies that I've seen. I'll go ahead and give it a 5.5.
Yeah, so
Which makes an HK verdict of 5.5.
yeah. Thank you again to Jacob for recommending this video. Thanks for being patient with us. If you like this video, please click the like button down below. Also make sure to subscribe to be the first to know whenever we have new content. Click that bell icon so you're notified whenever we have a new video. We got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Next up on Viewer's Choice, what do we got?
Ponyo. Recommended by my dad. Hayao Miyazaki's Ponyo, basically Japanese Little Mermaid, stars Liam Neeson and I think the youngest Jonas brother and the youngest Cyrus person.
10 out of 10.
It's a great movie. I'm actually really excited to see this with y'all. I think it's a really sweet movie. What's Your Point episode's coming out. We've got the one about defining a horror movie. But until we do any and all of those things, thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care. Good night. We'll see you the fuck around.